Yeah, I mean, who are your favorites to win the finals?
You know, it's hard to root against Darthee and friends because they've been so successful thus far. The only hiccup that they had came against Piplup Pookies, and they don't have to deal with them this time around. And they already found that success
Hmm.
against Castle's Kittens, so you know they're feeling confident coming in. They're playing a very similar comp to before with that Sage along with the Neon from Darthee, and I expect Darthee to really pop off. But Castle's Kittens, man, they're like a Cinderella story thus far. They got off to such a rough start because they had to deal with that weird timing delay and the DQ in round one, and they've really found their footing. They're undefeated since that loss to Darthee and friends. So I think both teams have a fantastic shot. I'm personally rooting for Castle's Kittens, but it's hard to see Darthee and friends not coming away with this one.
Hmm.
Revealing area.
On this attack side, a bit of a fake coming out here from Castle's Kittens, right? Sending the Neon first with the Sova Dart. It's drawing a ton of rotates immediately.
Kozu has a crazy wall right now.
Heal out for Sloth. Castle has not been noted in Garage Window. What is happening? Finally going to be spotted out, so Castle's is going to be noted. He's going to find one of them. He's traded out by Kozu, so it's well handled. But on the other side of the map, the A site completely open. This fake has worked so well. Castle did such a great job of just creating chaos there.
Yeah.
So a 4v4 post plant onto the A site, which is so difficult to retake, and they burned a lot of their utility. They don't have the breach stun. I don't believe they have the Omen blind, so it's going to be
difficult
for them to fly back in.
Yeah, and it looks like Stats is looking for the late work. And with no flank watching util, Stats is going to have an amazing timing to backstab these players.
Yeah, a good crossfire, probably swing timing off of the CT contact from Evo Mega Knight. Here comes the walk out of the smoke. Clancy, players flooding up backside. The right click's not going to go his way, but Stats with the backstab finds 3, and Abu Dhabi closes it out. So a pistol round secured for Castle's Kittens, off to another hot start in this grand final.
Yeah, I mean, Stats has been a very star player for Castle's Kittens. Honestly, like, their whole roster has been really showing up today, as we saw in the last series. And Darthee and friends, we've only seen them play one map. I don't know how comfortable they are playing against Castle's Kittens.
Yeah, definitely. And on this ENT Eco, you can see they're looking, or sorry, on this Eco round for the side of Darthee and friends, they're looking to get rather aggressive here towards mid and garage. Very traditional stuff out from the Neon type of comp. And it seems like Castle's Kittens pretty well aware, however, that dart going absolutely nowhere. So they have full mid control. The drone's going to spot them out. And Castle with the judge is going to punish Darthee there. The scan tag onto Misuses is going to force him to go down to Abu Dhabi. And these players that are pushed up here, they're going to be noted as well. So not find anything for their troubles quite yet, just to dink up on the stats. Refight coming in now as Castle finds another with the judge and quickly repositions. Clancy has been slow walking up C1. They have that set completely open. Evo Mega Knight just silencing them on his own anyway. Kozu not going to find any with the right click, but flawless anti-eco for Castle's Kittens.
Yeah, I mean, Castle's playing Fortnite out here. Using this judge, great effect. Darthee just not expecting it, and very awkward buy for Darthee and friends. All of them having either light or regen armor, so might be very hard for them to actually win this first gun round for them.
Yeah, definitely. A very crucial tone setter type of round here for our first map. You can see with this judge here, Castle just wanting to go fast into garage. Kozu's going to have a lot of pressure placed on them very quickly. The Sage Wall coming in, immediately broken. Going to be spotted out, darted out as well. Going to go down to Castle's judge. That's a gun collected as well. So looking to accelerate now, perhaps. No, they pause. They wait. They play it slow. The players, they've rotated away from A. Darthee is the only player on that side of the map. So they're going to look to re-explore on Castle's Kittens.
I mean, Clancy, I don't know if they know Clancy's insert up there. Raccoon might have a bit of a feeling, but Clancy could find a great timing if Raccoon's trying to rotate.
Redrone, I don't believe spotted Sloth here tucked into the cubby, so you wonder if they're going to consider that angle. Castle should hopefully be aware, but it seems like creeping forward hasn't checked it yet. Just a half check, so Sloth finds it first, but Evo Mega Knight
Evo Mega Knight is the running gunner, and
Misuses shots goes wide.
Can't find the shot, but Darthee.
Wow, I don't know how Darthee was not heard with all of that neon noise behind Clancy. Maybe a miscommunication going on. Meanwhile, Evo Mega Knight finds the shot. Misuses was still noted on the backside. Finds a third on the round. Goes for the white swing tag onto Darthee as well. A 1v3 now for him to keep them alive in this first buy round.
Yeah, I mean, we said before, it's so tough. They all have light armor and could not find the shot into the Abu Dhabi.
Oh, wait, gotta go!
Let's find one there. Slide out, finds the second! 1v1, but Evo Mega Knight shuts it down. Lands on top of Darthee's tower as that Evo Mega Knight 4 on the round deploying there. And it's a bonus round converted to Castle's Kittens. Very important stuff out from them early on in this grand final.
It's like the evil Mega Knight got dropped on the whole of Darthee and Friends, and really just squished them for their first round.
A whole big push building up. You've got all these big units, squishy units coming in, about 10 elixir of cycle utility, and just in one Evo Mega Knight is all it takes, and your push demolished, just like Darthee and Friends there.
Yeah, and force back, it looks like they have forced like stingers and stuff.
Revealing area.
Castle probably aware that Darthee could be close right. Hopefully.
Good shot out from Darthee. This stuff's going to be pretty good. How long? Oh, but it doesn't come in time. But the Beastwaker misuses finds 2. The Abu Dhabi finally trades it out. A 3v2 now, so it's going to reset the situation here as they look to re-aggress towards the rest of the map here. Guns going to be collected along, I imagine, here as this late round begins to unfold. And Castle's Kitten's just going to scurry away over to the C-bomb site.
I don't know if Sloth heard their rotate towards C, but...
I dropped the spike. I got the spike.
So a weird spike there. Dropping, but yeah.
I dropped the spike.
Yeah, but
just very
it's like Darthee and Friends just were not very aware, and feels like they want to try to regroup, but Sloth might try to go for some sort of hero play.
Yeah, you know, Sloth is known for these ambitious plays that he likes to make here. He will be noted by that alarm bot momentarily, and with the push into CT, it seems like Castle's Kitten should hopefully be aware that most of the reinforcements are coming from flank, and with the Hunter's Fury as well, the early tap here, you wonder if they're going to go for it. No, Sloth sticking it down to half. Stats finds the shot, but traded out by Sloth Stinger as well. The tap onto the spike is going to be half. Abu Dhabi doesn't have the time, finds the kill, but isn't going to have time to prevent the defuse. Sloth sticks it down, and it's going to be a first round found on a Thrifty out from Darthee and Friends, puts them on the board.
Yeah, I don't know how their eco's like, but it's just like a lot of them still can't buy weapons going into this round, and it's gonna be tough. Darthee does have the overdrive online, and could be their ticket back into the round. Well, it looks like most of them can buy.
Yeah, just one light shield out there for Darthee. I think he imagines he's going to be using that overdrive this round, perhaps not being too concerned about full investing and having his teammate by him. He might be throwing his life forward pretty ambitiously. So, meanwhile, Castle's Kitten's just going to start with a bit of a slower mid-default. Castle, again, on that judge, looking to entry. They're grouping up towards B rather quickly here, and Darthee, who's walked up towards A, he's going to run into this alarm bot. You wonder if that's going to be the trigger to go. Raccoon does find the early pick onto Clancy, finds a second backside. Evo Mega Knight finally with the trade, but Kozu is there to refrag as well, so a 4v2 now. Abu Dhabi is going to be tagged up by the drone. Going to put it in an awkward spot
almost
now.
Tucked down, yeah. But Stats with the...
A good avoiding of that Sova shock now. It's going to open up the C-bomb site. So again, Stats and Abu Dhabi once again with an opportunity to convert on a 2v3. The plant's going to come down into C. Sloth going for a late wrap could be a big impact player towards the end of this round here should things go accordingly. Player spotted out towards Garage. It's going to cause the flood out from Darthee here. Stats finds the back shot onto Misuses now. Abu Dhabi's tagged down to 1 HP, so going to go down there, and Sloth does find the refrag as well on the Stats, so cleans up the round successfully. It's a second round in a row and on the board for Darthee and Friends.
I mean, it's going to drop Castle's Kittens on a low buy, but they do have Jet Knives, and the Neon Overdrive could make this round very costly for Darthee and Friends if they're not careful.
Absolutely here. A lot of ultimates coming into this round on both sides here, so I imagine that Castle's Kittens probably rebuying into this, believing that they can convert with these ultimates, and obviously Darthee and Friends doing the same, so I expect there to be a lot of crazy, chaotic bloodshed happening on this round, and you can see they're already grouping towards a very fast garage split like they have been known to do so far on this map of Haven.
Mm-hmm. It's like they're ready to try to take down Kozu somehow with the judge, but Kozu, very disciplined, running away from all of the noise that they heard in Garage.
You should run.
With this deep inserted lockdown, that's pretty strong. It's going to force a Hunter's Fury reaction out from Misuses. Meanwhile, Sloth does find the early pick onto Castle there, so as they flood out onto the seaside, he's going to be on the board, but the Abu Dhabi finds the trade. Maybe a bit of an overplay there from Sloth. The plant's going to come down now, 4v4, but a fast flood from Darthee and Friends. They're just going to execute back onto the site immediately here. Swings out backside, pops the overdrive. They're going to get taken down. Evo Mega Knight.
Last player
Kozu only able to find one before being blinded up, and Stats finds one as well, so it's just Kozu into Abu Dhabi with the bandit, shuts it down.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean,
what a
so
chaotic
tough.
round.
The spokes player taking down and Evo Mega Knight somehow killing, I think, Darthee and someone else coming out of backside, and is so tough. Evo Mega Knight probably should have gotten traded like way faster, and
Yeah, I
seeing
think it's
some-
one of those things, we've seen it time and time again. Sloth, no stranger to Carnation tournaments and Carnation Clash. You know, he finds the great first pick, and he just wants to go for more. He jumps back up on that box and immediately gets retraded, and so it doesn't allow the rest of the team to flood in successfully there. And Castle's Kittens continuing to apply the pressure and the aggression. They're just going to sprint it forward into C. The C side is going to be theirs. However, the rolling thunder here for the side of Darthee and Friends could be crucial here on this retake.
but Castle might not get hit by this rolling thunder.
Yeah, the blind and
Does
rolling
get
thunder
hit.
catching 3 players, but Evo Mega Knight forced them on top side, gonna be taken down by Misuses. Stats with the refrag, but Castle and Darthee go 1-for-1 as well.
And the Hunter's Fury just completely destroyed their walkout
Do they
backside.
consider Clancy close here? I don't know if they do. Oh, he gets away his position, but the shorty though, Misuses finds 3 on the round, catching the long player as well. The defuse is going to come in, a successful retake out behind the rolling thunder. They didn't even commit the save from that side.
Yeah, I mean, Evo Mega Knight flew so high in the air, just easy targets, just picking a jet out of the sky, just like, I don't even know how the Evo Mega Knight got that high, but
I felt like Clancy had an opportunity to be a difference maker in that round, but sold himself out, shooting the shorty shots a bit too early, perhaps scared that a player was sticking the defuse through the neon wall. Could have had, you know, with rifle out, perhaps find 2 before getting traded there, but unfortunately does not go his way. So now the map tightens, the grip tightens a little bit now. You get a little more tense here as we get into the latter stages of this first half. It's 4-3.
Get out of my way!
Revealing area.
the Blade Storm coming out for Evo Mega Knight, we've seen it be very deadly in the hands of Evo Mega Knight. Overdrive for Castle coming out again.
It is a
Maybe
free
looking to
B-bomb
aggress
site.
A-Link, but
Here's the swing,
Castle
finds
just
both.
taking down both,
Spike
and
planted.
they're playing through Swan. Castle's
Look at
going
him go.
insane.
He is going to be noted, but finds the third onto Kozu. Raccoon finally puts an end to Castle's reign of terror. And Sloth finds one onto Abu Dhabi, so a 3v2 now potential here as they begin to walk back in towards the site. Going to be spotted out by the Owl Drone, tagged up as well. Raccoon with the aftershock. Going to get shot down by
Taking down,
Clancy.
and Clancy with some fancy feet will not get
Great
taken
job.
down, and
Yeah, I mean, just diving in is Castle. He walks up close before going for that wide swing slide, and it's one of those things where that sliding neon's so hard to track. Absolutely no damage dealt between either of those A-Link players onto him. He just continues to press forward and finds the third onto Kozu and Spawn as well, so that res is going to be denied. And it's just from there a clean, easy round for the rest of the way for Castle's Kittens.
I mean, if Kozu did kill Castle, then the res could get used, and then
I'll
the
show
round is
them.
just
Gotta
over.
go.
Like, it would be so hard. But Kozu again going for this wall. Here's a million people in garage, and it's immediately dips. Like, I'm out of here. But the Abu
Abu
Dhabi.
Dhabi.
My
Great
ultimate
pick on the
I,
spot.
I don't know how you die there, but
Yeah,
Clancy
perhaps
gets
taking
shorty
an ambitious
back.
play. An ambitious play out from Sloth, I think trying to deny some of that
Spike
long space, but to Abu
planted.
Dhabi with the perfect timing there on the long lurk. The res is going to come in onto Raccoon, so there's dead set on trying to convert this retake. Oblink is in the smoke.
Yeah, but Stas is going for this late lurk, might catch Darthee unaware,
bomb
and
grenade
Oh,
out.
Castle disconnected. Stats finds the
Enemy
shot,
down.
so it's technically a 1v3 now for Stats from
One
Garage. It's going to
enemy
go down to
remaining.
Raccoon. Castle is AFK, so
Castle,
unfortunately
oh
the fuse is going to
no.
come in. It's going to be a 4th round on the board for Darthee and Friends. An unfortunate situation there. They were looking pretty successful on that retake, however, so I feel confident that they would have been able to convert on it. So Castle coming back now. He seems to be okay, but a bit unfortunate there for Castle's Kittens. Just a bit of
Yeah.
a mishap there.
lucky.
Castle letting them know
maybe
that
Castle got like DDoS or something.
yeah, he believes that it was a bit of luck there for the side of
I'm
Darthee and
outta
Friends. But I think he's back now, so we should be good going into this round. But honestly, a really strong retake out there. I thought the res was a bit ambitious, you know, especially with the judge coming in on that retake, but they did such a good job of flooding out onto backside and handling the trades really effectively. It ended up being a 1v3. You wonder if Castle would have maybe had some impact there on the backside cross as they were swinging out there, but relatively well handled there from Darthee and Friends.
I mean, they do have or Castle's Kittens do have the lockdown coming into this round, but they're sticking to their garage default. Kozu honestly could just slow them immediately, and this wall is just immediately getting destroyed as Castle.
Both slows committed, but Castle was in front of both of them, so Sloth is going to hear it perhaps, but not aware of how fast Castle is up. Hearing the second player behind in the slow, perhaps giving some false information away, and it's the C site cracked open there by Castle.
There's a ton flank, and there's no flank utility from the Abu Dhabi, which might be...
Castle seems to be aware of it. Spots both
Does
players
spot
out on the
too,
flank.
yeah. Bring Clancy to try to hold the space, but
Yeah, we
they are getting
res as well.
stats going crazy in the window, and
Darthee and Raccoon, though, do find two. Clancy with the late res there is probably going to cause a bit of a nuisance. Darthee
I'm out of here.
forced to swing out on the trade. The trade is great from Castle. Raccoon is able to find it as well, but in a 1v2 now, and with a lot of less time to play with, he's going to have to
May
try and go
opt to
forward.
save this round.
Flash out!
He's trying to go
jump
for it,
out.
swings it through. Evil
But Evil
Mega
Mega
Knight
Knight will shut it down.
Good job there by Castle's Kittens. They find a 6th round on the board. They just hit back where they just hit. They were like, we should have won that last round if Castle didn't disconnect. Why not do it again? And it works out fantastically for them.
I mean, Sloth, like, crucially was just looking in Narnia when Castle just swung him, and he did have the crosshair placement for Castle swing, like, a millisecond beforehand, but was not aware, and did get taken down. But looks like they might just go for the same garage default again.
We go.
I'd love to see Kozu adapt, like you were saying, and throw a slow orb off rip instead of this Sage Wall. I mean, just kind of burning it in the first 2 seconds of the round every single time, including both slows
two
there.
slows on top of each other.
Oh, but Darthee with the walkdown is going to catch stats this time.
Go, go, go.
And no trade either because he was alone, so this
But
will
Misuses
accelerate over
has
to
to
A.
go crazy with the Singer.
Finds one, but that's all he'll get for his trouble. Just some tag up on the castle, but it stalls long enough for these floods to come in. Sloth is already here on the back site, and Raccoon is out as well. The timing on the swing, but the shots go wide. Clancy finds a shot onto Raccoon. Darthee tries to slide into the hero, but Clancy trades it as well. A 1v2 now for Kozu. Players on Castle's Kittens, very low HP. A sheriff shot to the body should kill both of these players here. So as Kozu walks up close, the shot goes wide,
Could not
and
find the
Clancy
shot.
finds the third. I mean, an unfortunate series of events there for Darthee
A
and friends.
tragic lift from the Omen.
Yeah, can we get that in slow-mo on the replay? I want to see that one again because Darthee with a
gotta
great
look in
opener
the
there.
replay.
And Misuse is getting
And
one
Misuse
and
is-
some extra credit.
Yeah. Evil Mega Knight couldn't updraft fast enough, but full running gun by Castle, and
Oh,
an unfortunate whip on
no.
the Kojo placing the turret is just... That's just so hard to win the round after that.
100%. A 7th round now for Castle, and Castle's Kittens on this attack half here. So looking to convert it into an 8th round, but there's a lot of ultimates here for Darthee and friends. So as they begin to pushing down C long again, understanding
Just immediately
Castle-
breaking the wall again.
Yeah, Castle's Kittens love to start mid and break this wall, so they're taking advantage. They know there's not a lot of heavy C presence early on. Look how far up walk they are, so while they execute onto the B site, it could be a
Raccoon is
sense of
really
security.
insane killing Castle, but
Lance gonna come in. These flankers are coming pretty quick. Stats seems to be relatively
Deploying
aware.
drone.
Misuse is just trying to hold on to A-Link, but Clancy pushing forward, catches him out there.
Target down.
So A-Link control is going to go the way
can't
of
get
Castle's
down
Kittens.
without Stats going
Enemy
crazy
remaining.
in the pocket, and
Deploying.
Just Kozu alone, not
Mega
gonna
Knight
find it.
will jump on Kozu and take them out.
Yeah, honestly, a strong first half
Switching
out from Castle's
sides.
Kittens. We saw how much they struggled with the Yoru ISO comp yesterday on this map against Darthee and friends, coming in with that new composition where they found success in the semifinal, excuse me, finding even greater success this time around. They struggled a little bit more against Piplup Pookies this time, saying that they, not having these troubles as much. And we see again, it's just a well-rounded, well-oiled machine. Clancy had heroic rounds. Stats had rounds where he was having high impact. Obviously, we're going to talk about Castle, but you can see that all of these players are working in tandem to find success for this team. And Darthee and friends, they need to find a way to answer.
Yeah, I mean, Darthee and friends, they love just 1v1 swinging people, and their shots seem to not be connecting. Looks like they're trying to do the fast garage thing again, and Damu
Too
is just...
slow. Go.
Yeah, just kind of
Left
swallowed the
alone,
breach
Island,
flash
yeah.
there. But look at this 4-man instant flank. There's no flank utility from the side of Darthee and friends, so they may take some deep inserts here. Darthee is
Spike
holding onto the
planted.
CT smoke, and they wall garage, but how long before they're aware of this flank? And
Miss
will they
Uses has
expect
to
this
go-
many players?
insane.
finds none for his trouble. Swing out from backside, Sloth tacked down to 1 HP. Darthee's 1 HP as well. Kozu now 1 HP. Raccoon Close gonna get traded out as well. Sloth finds one there. A second on the shot. And Darthee with the trade on the swing out. Sloth goes huge with the Bandit finding 2 there. It's a pistol round converted for Darthee and friends. Very important from them there to keep them alive in this first match.
Has such low HP bars that tragic for Castle's Kittens could not find the closing kills on Darthee and Sloth to win the round.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those situations where it's an unfortunate 4v5 have to retake there. They find a couple of the picks that they're looking for, but the trade's just barely not going their way, especially being down that one singular player. That was all the difference, honestly, in that round. Sloth finding that second kill onto Evo Mega Knight was all the difference.
It's like, they probably want to just do the same C hit again, but Castle is...
He's flying around the map.
Yeah, like, the rockets are coming in, Darthee's out.
Gonna play for the retake. You wonder, Darthee, will he walk forward with this judge? He's gonna hear the noise. He finds the burst through the smoke. Abu Dhabi tries to flat out CT. Evo Mega Knight pushed up on the wall.
Just...
Clancy gonna get run down a little bit here by Darthee. The right click kill. It's gonna drop the judge, but meanwhile, Misuse is pushing forward to come in and trade it. Traded successfully. Stats alone with just a classic.
Misuses.
A relatively clean anti-eco handled out from there from Darthee and friends. Just one player going down, a couple of light armors broken. Should be a pretty strong bonus round coming in here for Darthee and friends. That shot through the smoke with the judge really kind of opened things up. Darthee finding 2 there before finally going down to the right click.
I mean, Castle was getting ready to try to slide out of the smoke. Could have broke Darthee's crosshair placement, but it's not fast enough because Darthee was very aware of many garage players.
A bit of a different look coming in here for Darthee and friends. They're going to start very heavily over towards A. We saw something similar from Castle and friends, but this time, or sorry, Castle's Kittens, this time they allowed Darthee to kind of go and do his own thing over towards C long. And look at Castle sending it forward. With the judge, he's going to get caught out there, maybe not anticipating as many players to be there. And look at the reactions from Castle's Kids. They're all sprinting towards towards A. But now finally the turret gives it away. It was actually all a ruse. And Darthee is all the way up with this judge. The rest of the team flooding in behind him. A 5v4 post plant is sure to come here.
Oh, Darthee.
Look at him go.
Gets Clancy as well.
That's 3. My ult's ready.
It's just a tragic first gun run for Castle's Kittens.
Yeah, we could be looking at a flawless here. No, Stats shuts that down. Does find 1 for his trouble, but still a 1v4 now at this point. Rather difficult to do. He's slowed up as well. Sloth is going to finally put him away, so a very, very well-handled bonus round. Suddenly, Darthee and friends looking to be well into this half. It's going to force Castle's Kittens back onto an eco, and that lead has evaporated.
I mean, some tragic holds like the Abu Dhabi, like the rotate towards A just faked after Castle tried doing something insane when people were just looking right at him. Could not get the kill on Misuses, and that's a tough round to lose.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, Castle just going to buy another judge. I mean, he feels confident that he can handle things, on the lesser weaponry. I think Clancy might have snuck into that pocket. You wonder if the drone will check. Yeah, it will spot him out. So now Clancy's stuck in this corner. He's going to be stunned up, blinded up.
Okay.
Aftershock. Almost snuck away, but not quite there.
Yeah.
And the instant reaction to Abu Dhabi is going to try and walk forward. Going to be spotted out. Probably about to be run down here. Here comes Sloth, but Evo Mega Knight is going to catch.
Amazing shot.
Yeah, I mean, Sloth was just a little too tunnel vision there onto Abu Dhabi, but meanwhile, Darthee again exploring some space that seems to be open. The A bomb site is going to be his should he take it right now, and he will. So it's going to be a 4v4 retake, and with the lesser weaponry for Castle's Kittens, it is going to be a difficult one.
I mean, you gotta look at Castle. Could be fast on this flank.
It's true.
Did pick up a Phantom.
Spike planted.
Stat seems to be aware. He's gonna spot him out.
Castle gets 1 HP, but he's gonna be a nuisance for the offense, just being so scared.
Look at Darthee pushing forward, recognizing he needs to make a play happen, but Evo Mega Knight and Stats both find one as well, so it's gonna be Kozu alone in a 1v2. However, Castle's Kittens don't know exactly where yet. Checking hell. Going to clear that out.
They need to get on the bomb.
Tap onto the spike. Stats gonna go down the half onto the spike. Evo Mega Knight, but he's gonna get taken down! Kozu with the
I am
1v2
not just
clutch,
your healer.
and the substitute player, the lowest rank on Darthee and Friends, comes and brings it across the line to tie up the score. It's going to put Castle's Kittens back down, you know, evaporate their lead, their 4-round lead that they had coming into this half. They haven't found any success, and despite the fact that they made it look so winnable there, Kozu brings it across the finish line.
Yeah, I mean, the first time these two teams played, I think Darthee and Friends started on attack, and they kind of just rolled Castle's Kittens over and over, and we're starting to see it again with these aggressive plays from Darthee, especially.
And you see just a big, heavy group over towards C here. The jump spot is going to note a couple players here, so it's going to give it away a little bit.
Yeah, but there is a stack
Placing
forming
swarm
right
grenade.
now.
Bomb grenade out.
Darthee and Friends thinking better of just slamming through the C site, through all of this utility, recognizing that some rotates probably have come through at this point, so they're going to look to re-explore a little.
Might just look to slam A with everyone there. And Stats is the same thing we saw against the Soviet. It's giving up the whole site, kind of wanting them to use every piece of their util to try to get onto the site with no one on it.
Yeah, you know, the site smoke does come down, but none of the players flooding in behind it. It looks like Stats is just going to go for the Hunter's Fury on the plant here. Wall into CT
We'll
does
tag
find 2
Darthee
tags.
as well.
Finds it on its uses, but that's the go sign for Castle and Clancy as well, as they're all flooding into the site now. It's
Last
overwhelming
player
Darthee and Friends
standing.
completely. The last player going to be cleaned up in hell by Evil Mega Knight. I mean, just absolutely crumbles apart. That Hunter's Fury finding so much information and so much damage, causing enough chaos that allows 2 players to fly out of heaven in Castle and Clancy, who find picks of their own as they open up that retake.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what Castle's Kittens need. They just need their back in, and the Stats just really killing that retake with the Hunter's Fury, getting them off the bomb. Darthee was like scared of just getting beamed down as well, and they just capitalized on that.
Yeah, and it breaks a strong series of rounds for Darthee and Friends, resets a little bit of the
Standing
momentum there, but there are 4 ultimates here
I'm
for
out of
Darthee and
here.
Friends, so a lot of potential here coming into this round. Castle and Friends, they started with a read over towards C, Castle's Kittens had a read over towards C, and so now trying to reassess and re-rotate back, but they recognize that A presence is a little fake out
I'm
from
out of
Darthee,
here.
they're not quite believing it, and they're staying stacked towards C, which is the right call here as well. Sloth with the classic walk up and take a gunfight B that he loves to do so much. He's alone on this island. Clancy finds the first and drops the bomb.
Spike
Kozu
down.
trades it.
We'll pop
1
the
for
res.
1.
Both reses are popped.
All these
Kozu
players
put down
are so
so
low.
low.
Evo Mega Knight looking for the timing on the swing. The dink out. Clancy 140 onto Darthee. Again, so many players so tagged up. Evo Mega Knight has slipped out backside, however. Hasn't been noted quite yet until he gets the kill there. Stats
Stats
out
going
from Garage.
One
insane.
enemy remaining.
The
Back
reload
shot for
is
Castle. Oh
correct.
my goodness. I mean, just a really well-assessed, well-handled round from Castle's Kittens, recognizing that A presence
Race
is
into the spike
relatively
sites.
fake, relatively false, and having
Yeah.
so many players towards C. As the reses went back and forth and the damage ticked down, Evo Mega Knight was slowly sliding out towards backside, and he caused so much chaos when he finally revealed his presence by taking out a player on site. It allowed Stats to take his own timing and find 2 from Garage.
Yeah, I mean, it was so tough. I mean, Darthee and Friends, they did have, like, all the ults. We see this Kojo turret has been a nuisance to them going in Garage, and, yeah, they have the C read, but they know Darthee and Friends love just faking their hits so much. But Stats will spot out just Darthee. The stun kind of bad.
Off your
Rolling
feet!
Recognizing
Thunder
with the-
invested.
Yeah, with the Rolling Thunder invested, they feel like they can just fast retake in, right? Because they only ulted towards the left side of the site, so Stats and Evo Mega Knight come out. Castle
Spike
pops the
down
overdrive by
A.
1.
Castle
By
going
second on
insane,
Darthee.
and
He's gonna slide forward now as the updraft. Evo Mega Knight onto Kozu with the shorty. A flawless round out from Castle's Kittens.
Yeah.
Really
I
well
mean, that's
handled.
exactly what you wanted. You got the Brutal out, and they really just crumbled after their for their post went. Darthee and Friends just could not close it out after getting the free sight.
Yeah, it's going to be an eco buyout now from Darthee and Friends. You know, they had such a strong start to this attack half, but the adjustment from Castle's Kittens has just been fantastic thus far, addressing the problem of that early C presence, recognizing when Darthee and friends are looking to do some of these fake pressures. And again, they start heavy towards C. They recognize Darthee is on his lonesome. He tries to pop the overdrive. He's shut down by Castle. Meanwhile, the rest of the team is just going to try and pop into C, but there's 2 players already on the site and a third spy in garage. The alarm bot with the molly, and look, this TP forward. Abu Dhabi didn't note it.
What?
Small TP's in. Gets the free kill. Evo Mega Knight with the trade, however, so all is handled, all is well. We're going to get to match point. A bit of craziness happening there. Perhaps playing in stretch res and did not see that.
Match point.
The Omen TVs are so crazy.
Show me that again. I need to see that one back. But it does bring up match point here for Castle's Kittens on their map pick of Haven, completely flipping the script of what we had seen previously, showing their dominance and asserting themselves as, hey, we're here to play it. We're playing a completely different style of game than what you've seen, and they just can't handle it over at Darthee.
Yeah, I mean, it's so tough. I think Darthee was trying to go for the Neon double slide, which is very flashy, but you don't have your ult out. It's so hard. Darthee could not pop it in time to actually win a duel against Castle. We'll just
getting some
take
revenge
Castle's
there.
head off and
Does it the old-fashioned way with his rifle there. It's going to open up the B-bomb site. Smoke's coming down now. They're going to have control of the site. A 4v5 retake situation here. Not a lot of ultimates out for Castle's Kittens either, so it's going to be difficult to breach some of the space. But Evo Mega Knight catches Darthee trying to take a timing. He's going to flood out onto backside. It's going to crack it open a little bit, but Misuse is trying to sneak through. Sloth with the trade there onto Evo Mega Knight. Restabilizes there. 4v3 now. Make that 4v2. 4v1 as Misuse finds 2. Raccoon with the back shot onto Clancy with his knife out there.
Yeah, I mean, they really needed that round. Castle just kind of unaware of Darthee just being mad and just aim doing him, and does get the kill to just win the round.
Yeah, a good job there by Misuses to find 2 picks into A-Link towards the back end of that round as well, re-establishing and asserting themselves on the B-bomb site right as Evo Mega Knight caught Darthee overstepping a little bit. It got hairy, but they took care of business here, so just 3 more opportunities now for Castle's Kittens to close things out on map 1.
It's like they're gonna go for something in the mid. Maybe Darthee's just gonna try to send it. Who knows, they're kind of slowed down, but Stats always loves walking up A-long, just trying to do something, and the Owl Drone coming in, the Flood Smoke out, Castle just gets a random spam in.
A lot of damage ticks away too, but Sloth pushing forward isn't going to find into Abu Dhabi as well.
Enemy remaining.
A 1v5 now for
It's a
Kozu.
1v5 for Kozu, I
don't think it's doable.
Yeah.
That's going to be map number 1, a flawless round for Castle's
win.
Kittens to close things out. Really asserting themselves here in the latter stages of this event. 13-9 on map number 1. Darthee and friends going to have to look to answer on their own map pick of Sunset. What did you see kind of coming away from Haven that went so differently and allowed Castle's Kittens to find success?
I mean, as we've said before, like, every single individual player on Castle's Kittens has their moments of greatness. Like, we saw Evo Mega Knight, Stats, Clancy, Castle, and the Abu Dhabi do some crazy things to just hold their defense, which was hard for them the first time they played, but Castle, especially on the Neon, not playing the Yoru ISO comp, really like shored up their weaknesses on their defense, being able to just flood easier with the Neon Jet than the Yoru ISO.
Yeah, almost definitely. I feel like it was just a completely different look from Castle's Kittens. They really took care of business. They looked even better than they did against Piplup Pookies. So I'm scared coming into this map number 2. This was Darthee and Friends map pick. So now we're going to go into Sunset where we just saw Castle's Kittens dominate. So we're going to take a short break before we jump into map number 2. The excitement is not over. Don't go anywhere.